Welcome back, YouTube. So I just wanted to make a quick update because I'm getting a lot of comments and questions about this recent bump that we're seeing in price here. And I just wanted to address it and ultimately what I believe it means. Now, pretty much the larger bulk of the questions and comments I've been getting is saying that, oh, well, should I just be aggressive now? Is this the bull run? Is the market turning around? It looks like we're rebounding, trend reversal, all this kind of stuff like that. And so the first part to answer that question is if you are long term in the coin or position, and technically speaking, coin count is the best way to go. So you can always be in a position where you're increasing the coin count versus strictly trying to time the market. So I I'm more strategic with my entries just because I have so many and my DCA is so low. So I believe I have conviction in my numbers. So I have my conviction and I invest. So I said I was going to wait until it was below 20 cents and I buy as close to the 12-cent range as possible. But again, long term, if you're not happy with your coin count, you can always purchase more to increase that. Now, as far as is this a trend reversal? No, not quite. So a trend reversal for Dogecoin, we're going to be looking at around 1835 right now for an absolute trend reversal. And if we look at the chart here, in order for us to even break bridge, we would be looking somewhere around like 17.6 even for that. And then, of course, we have our last two rejections at around 20 cents, 21 cents, some strong rejections there. So we can expect shorts to come in. If this were to continue, I believe that for the major catalyst for this bump here is this job report that came out over the last few days indicating that there are less people actually displaced from work. So it indicates that the economy has the potential to be actually stronger than what it is. And short term, yeah, I understand how this can create a bump for the market. Long term, it's going to have the opposite effect if the Fed is still, well, pretty much when the Fed decides to move forward with these interest rate hikes. But short term, we're going to take a look here at Bitcoin here in a moment. But short term, we have to look at the big picture here and say, okay, well, if this is a trend reversal, then outside of hitting those numbers, what do we actually need? And we would actually need for the major catalyst, again, which is that cloud over the market, to be pretty much gone. And that hasn't been the case. The fundamentals of the market have not changed. So before we start saying trend reversal and bull run to the moon and stuff like that, we have to look at why the reasons that the market was in a panic, and has that reason been like illuminated, has it been cleared up? And that's the case for that has not been. So in my opinion, can you rule this off as like a bull trap or something like that? Possibly, because technically speaking, especially Bitcoin, let's take a look here. It is definitely in a trend of lower highs. And if you look at just trajectories and history, it's nothing to try and pump the coin as much as possible to get it pretty much. You attract people back in because they'll say, oh my God, it's rallying. This is the floor. People come running in to gain positions because they believe that, okay, well, we timed it, got as low as possible, and then they sell from underneath them. And this way, whales, institutions, they get, when they're trying to get cash heavy or move money around, they get the maximum amount of profit per exit. So literally like on this stair approach here, I don't know if you guys seen the other video, but it was kind of like you sell off and you have people like buy the dip, and they get it back up. Okay, well, we're going to take another profits here. And the same thing, you're doing like this lower high. You hit a floor and oh, this is the floor right here. This is the end of the bottom of the market. And they'll come in, pump it back up, and they'll sell from underneath them. So for Bitcoin, we're going to have to hit, we're really going to have to hit here around like this 44 mark in order for it to technically break trend. You want to see it pretty much up here, even with this last lower high, in order for it to like officially break trend, and we'll start a new one. And it doesn't mean that it can't segue sideways and descend again. But I believe like the catalyst going forward, I still have conviction in my numbers, so I stand by all of my projections, and I do believe that we're going to have another breakdown. I do believe we're going to have another breakdown here in the next few weeks. So these numbers here, it's like short term, I think they're going to be great, but long term, I think that if this isn't the case true with the job market, this is going to give the Fed more credibility and more of a reason to be more aggressive with these interest rate hikes. Because remember, they are only interested in market participation, aka jobs, and inflation. So if they're saying that if the job sector is really strong, then they'll say, hey, we can afford to trim some of this in order to get inflation under control. So the job market, while in short term is bullish for the market, ultimately this can end up being a hammer later on within the next month or so. In conclusion, I believe that technically, if you're long term, it's always great to be increasing your coin count. But these prices here, 5% rises and stuff like that, this is not, none of this is unheard of. We've come up and we've tested these lines before. And again, until we break trend, I'm not going to speculate as far as for what it can be above trend or what the next trend will look like. I'm only focusing on what it is now. And as of right now, both of them, especially Bitcoin, is in a trend of lower highs. And we've had these points here where it spiked above the 21-day moving average back on December 26th and December 1st as well. So we did it twice toward the end of the year where we spike up above the 21-day moving average. But again, we're going to be looking for that 44.3, 44.5 range in order for us to officially break trend. So we'll keep an eye on it. We'll keep an eye on it for the next few days, kind of see what happens, and then we'll go from there. But as of right now, we need 18.35 for Doge and around 43.5 for Bitcoin. So until then, hang tight. We are still on track as far as for our numbers and our patterns, and the major catalysts over the market have not changed. So we only deal with facts here, not hopium, not what ifs. So we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But as of right now, everything is still according to the projections that we have. With that being said, I appreciate all of you. If you found value in this video, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and also hit the link in the description for BlockFi. If you open an account with them, you get up to $250 of some of your favorite crypto, including Bitcoin and Ethereum. I appreciate all of you. Thank you. And until next time.